Sherry here. Today we're going to be making the caterpillar. Somebody asked me to do a tutorial on this, so I thought, sure, that'd be fun. We'll have to figure it out as we go. I have made one of these before, but it's been a really long time. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can do it. So I'm going to move the camera and we'll get started. So, what we're going to need, and you have two options here. So let me give you your options first, because that will determine what you want to use. So you can use one of these wreath forms that is for the candy cane. I have one of those, but I'm not going to use this. But I did want to tell you about it because, you know, if you don't want to do the method that I'm going to do, then you can use this. It has the same basic principle. You would just put your pipe cleaners on here, and you would do the exact same thing that we're going to do. You would just be using this one instead. So I'm going to put that aside. What I'm going to use is wire hanger. So what I did is I just took a regular wire hanger, like the kind that you would get from your dry cleaner. I'm going to just cut it. Hold on, I need my better cutters. Okay. So I just cut the little hook off like this. Okay, because you won't need this part. Okay, and then what I will do is I will just use some pliers and I'll just straighten it out. And these are really easy to work with. They're not difficult at all. I mean, they will move very easily. So I will just straighten it out like this. And you don't have to have perfection, because remember, you're not going to see this. So I just keep moving it until I get it into a straight line. There we go. So now I have two like this. And what I will do, and I probably will work on straightening this out just a little bit better, but for the purposes of getting started, you know, I don't have to spend a lot of time doing that. What I will do is I will go down to the end and I will make a little hook like that. Whoops. Okay. Now I'll do the same thing on the other side. Just make a little hook like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. So I'm just going to make a little hook. And another one on this side. Ignore that sound. Someone is shooting off fireworks in the neighborhood. So what I will do is I will take my two and I will kind of run these little hooks together like this. See, I just have the two ends together like this, and then I will use my pliers to push it down. All I'm really doing is making a double base just because it's a little bit sturdier. So I'll just make sure those two are together. And I will just squish them together. so they're not going to come apart. See, and that's what it does. Just makes a little place together. Oh, somehow these are not the same length. Not a problem. These things happen. So apparently I cut these two a little differently. So I will just go back, cut this one off a little bit, and then make a new loop there. I think it's good that you see things like that because, you know, you should realize that things don't always work out exactly perfect, but it's easy to fix them. So there's no sense in stressing about it. So I'll just do the same thing on this end. Put these two together. And crunch the ends back up. There we go. So now we have a little double. And the best thing about using the coat hangers is you can just bend it. So I really kind of want to have more like a shape like this here, as opposed to, and I'll bring it back to show you the difference. So this is the form that you can buy, and it does come with the little ties on it, but I took it off because I will probably be using this for something else. But you see the difference? See, with the coat hangers you can get more of a sharp turn, and you can turn in the bottom, which I think looks a little cuter. So that's why I'm going to use this. Other than that, it's going to be very similar. I'm still going to use pipe cleaners. I'm going to use the green ones because I'm going to be using this green 21-inch Deco mesh. And I'm going to be using black pipe cleaners for both the little eyeglasses and for the legs. I'm also going to be using, I'm probably going to be using the white for the eyes. And I have red here somewhere. Yes! For the little mouth. So once I get my basic form down that I want to use, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my pipe cleaners and my mesh, and I am going to take my mesh and do just like you do on a normal mesh. So I'm just gonna scrunch it up like this. And the first thing I'm gonna do is use a zip tie to tie it on here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in between the two hangers like this. And I just do that because it just gives it, just makes it a little bit more secure. I'm going to push it down here to the end, and I'm just going to take my little tie here and tie it off. Make it really tight, and then I can cut that off. Alright, so I've gotten that part done. Oh, there's my scissors. So I've cut some of this off because I don't need all that. So I've gotten it started right here. See, and I'm going to cover that up. You won't be able to see that. So So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of twist it. I want to make my first little loop, and I'm going to kind of push it down so that it covers this bottom area. And we're going to be making, we're going to be using the poof method, but we're going to be making small poofs. And what we're going to do is put this cute little polka dot ribbon. I have ribbon in several different colors. But what I'm going to do is just take my pipe cleaner, and if you don't want to use pipe cleaners, you can use your zip ties. That works too. And I want them to be pretty small, so I'll just take it, put my zip tie on, my pipe cleaner, put it on pretty tight. And then you can kind of fluff it out, maybe tuck it under a little bit. So it gives that nice little kind of poof on the end. Okay, you're just going to do the same thing. Just going to make a little poof like this. You don't need to make them very big. Let's see, how big am I making these? Maybe 3 inches. So, and just ignore it. It makes a lot of noise with the little hangers, but it really isn't hard to deal with. It just kind of moves around as I'm putting things down, but it doesn't hurt anything. So I put another one. Just put my little pipe cleaner on pretty tight. Then I'll just pull my little poof out. I do like to tuck it under, and the reason that I do that is because then it's harder to see the frame under here. And what we're going to do is we are going to put our little ribbons right here in between these. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Do a small little poof. Take my little tie. Just tie it around. And I tell you, after you get this part done, if you're worried about them moving around a lot, what you can do is turn them upside down like this and just put a little bit of glue right where the pipe cleaner is. That works great. I just like this using the wire hanger better just because it's just easier to get the shape I want. And so I'll do the same thing. I'll make my little puff, and I am going to tuck it under like this. And then I'll kind of push this down like this so that I'm making it almost like bubbles. See, little bubbles. Then I'll do it again. See, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make little bubbles. Tie it on. Poof it out. And then make another little bubble. You really don't have to use a full pipe cleaner because after we get the tie on, we're going to cut it off and kind of push it in so you can't really see it that much. Okay? So I'm just going to keep doing this, and then when I get more towards the top, I'll come back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. So we're going to finish it around the top just kind of like we did this bottom, where we're going to go around it because we're going to be using that to make the little face. So I will be back in a minute, and then we will finish up with this, and then we're going to make the little legs, and we're going to make the little eyeglasses, and put the face on and put all these cute little ribbons. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I have gotten a bunch of the little poofs on here. And I did more than I think what you've seen normally. Now you don't have to do as many as I did, but I just kind of like it. So now I've gotten to the end, and I will just kind of twist everything to make sure it stays where I want it to. If I have any trouble with any of them, I will go back and put a zip tie on it. So I've gotten to the end. I have about this much left. So I will just take this, make a nice size little loop here, maybe just a tad bigger, because what I want to do is make a little face. So about right there. And then I'm going to use a zip tie to do this one. I'm going to do like I did before. I'm going to go in between these two coat hangers just because it makes it a little bit more secure. And then before I get it down completely, I'm just going to kind of pull it out and make sure that it is the amount that I want. Okay, I think that's good right there. So I'll pull it tight and then clip it off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to spread out and cover that whole amount right after I cut this off. Okay, there we go. Then I can move that aside, and I can fluff this out and make sure that it covers the whole side. There we go, like that. So now we have all our little loops, like this. Now we'll kind of move them around, make sure they're going where I want them to go. There we go. Okay. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do, and you will have to keep working with these to get them the way you want them to go, but they will go there. See how it looks now? See, and if you want it to go even more up, you can just bend it. That's why I like the hanger. So what I will do is I will get my black pipe cleaners, and I will take the little end and I will turn it under twice. I will take this end and I will turn it under twice, and then I will kind of make a little dent there. See? That makes like little legs. Isn't that cute? And then what I will do is I will go back underneath and I will tie these little legs on. Like that. And I will kind of bend them up a little bit, because remember, this is going to be on a wall, so you want it to be able to see these legs. So I will tie them on, and then I will kind of bend them up like this so that they will stand out from the wreath and you can see, and it looks like little legs. So I'll show you that one more time. So you just take a pipe cleaner, a black pipe cleaner, bend it over twice like that. Again, the same thing on the other side. So like that. And then just turn it up like that. And that makes it look like a leg. Then when you put it on, you want to pull it like this and make those legs stand out, so that when you put it up against the wall, they'll stand up. So I will go back and I will put the legs on. And I'm just going to tie them underneath like this. That's all I'm going to do, is just tie them right underneath so that you can see them. Now let's see how many we are going to have to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'll have 14 legs. Now, regular caterpillar only has 6, but we're not going to worry about that because it makes more fun. But you can do one every other, because that would be more like a real caterpillar. So 1, and then you would end up with 7, which would be a lot closer. And if you're making this for a teacher may want it to be the same number. So, the next thing we're going to do, after we make all our little legs and tie them on, is we're going to make little glasses. So all you do is take another black pipe cleaner, and what I do is I take 2 fingers and I roll it around my 2 fingers loosely, like this, like that. And then I kind of make it into a circle. I do the same thing on the other side. I don't want there to be a whole lot of space, maybe 2 fingers, so I go 2 fingers and then 2 fingers and make another circle, and then kind of pull it out. Make sure they look about the same size, like this. And I will kind of tie these around and then put a little bit of glue on the back side to make sure it's going to stay. See there? And then I will take another pipe cleaner and I will cut it in half. Let's see. Like that. And I will put the little bands right here on the side. And then I'll just kind of make a little thing. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put the little glasses on here like this. Like that. See, with the little sides. And then we'll put our little eyeballs in here and our little mouth down here. So, I will work on the legs and I will get the glasses correct. Like that. Oh, that is so cute. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to cut. So we had 14. So we're going to need 14 of these. And I have several different colors. I have mostly primary colors. I have red, blue, orange, which isn't really a primary color, but I have purple, pink. And so what I'll do is I will just cut a couple of each one of these, and I'm going to cut them at 12 inches. So I'll just open these up. Use my handy tool, or I will measure it out. So 12 inches. I'll just cut it. And since I'm only making a few and I'm going to be doing several, you can just cut one and then just use that as your guide to cut more. So I know I'm going to need at least 2 of each one of these. So there we go. Okay. Now you do not have to use the polka dots. I know there are several pictures out there with these caterpillars, and they're all using the polka dots, which is why I'm using it, because I wanted to show you as close as I could to the photos that are out there. But you don't have to use these. You could use anything you want to. You can use stripes. I did want to show you a couple alternatives. I have polka dots that are really cute. So like I have this green and blue, and this blue and green. I think those would be just adorable. There's a lot of really cute ribbon out there for teachers. You could use some of that. I think any of that would work great. So I'm going to cut 2 of each one of these. I'll probably need to cut a couple more. But I'll decide what colors I'm going to do kind of when I get there. So I'll just cut all these like this. Get my smaller scissors. And I am going to dovetail them, so I'll probably put them together, several together. Maybe like 4. And just bend them over and cut at an angle. It just kind of helps give it a nice finished look. Like this. See, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take these, find the middle, pinch it in the middle, and we're going to put it right in our little ties, which is why I use ties instead of using zip ties. So like that. See how cute that is? Isn't that cute? So we'll put these little ties all the way up to the face. And then we will put the face on and we'll be done. This is actually a pretty quick project. It's not very time consuming. And I tell you, the reason that I use the 21 inch is because I can really spread it out so that I can make sure that you cannot see on the bottom side of this. See? It's going to be so cute. Okay, so I'll keep cutting ribbons, and then when I come back we will put the ribbons on, and I will go ahead and put the legs on while I'm working on it, and we will put the face on, and then we'll be done. And I tell you, I have some really fun projects coming up that I want to do, just to kind of give you a little preview. So you see this, we're going to be doing this soon. I've been dying to do one of these. So these are separate pieces. I got these from Hobby Lobby, this little cone, and we're going to put a little small wreath around it like this. We're going to paint it, and it's going to be a witch hat. I just love these. So these are really fun to do. And if you want the base to be a little bit bigger, you can just kind of double up on smaller sizes. So, and I can tell you that this right here, this little wreath right here, came from the Dollar Tree. So if you buy the cone, you can go and get one of the rings from the Dollar Tree. And we'll just paint it black and we'll decorate it, and that's a really fun thing to do. So it's not a wreath, but it is a decoration, so I thought it would be fun to do just a little bit different. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then when I get back we'll finish. Okay, so I've gotten all the ribbon in, and what I wanted to show you is, now the ribbon that I did is 12 inches. You don't have to do 12 inches, you could do a little bit smaller, but I like it because it's fuller. So what I do is I kind of push them up like this and almost make a little bow tie, and that way you can see the little legs. Then I'll just kind of move the legs out like this to make sure you can see them. Make sure they're showing out from where the ribbon is. So I'll do this to each one, just kind of going along. And I'm bending my legs so that they'll go where I want them to go. Like that. I'll just keep going up, arranging the ribbon and the legs. There we go. You could make the ribbon shorter and then your legs would show more, but I don't know, I just kind of like it this way. Okay, like that. See, when you move the ribbons up like this, then you can see the little legs. And since the ribbon has wire and the legs have wire, you can kind of move them where you want them to go. Like this. So I'll just keep doing that until I get them going in the direction I want them and getting them to look like I want them. Like this. So, and I want to show you that I cut all of them off and just push them in like that so you can't see it. So I will do that all the way up, but I won't sit here and show you that because it's not difficult. So once I get done with all that, then all we have to do is put his little face on. So I've got my glasses here. Got my little glasses here. And I do want to show you one thing you can do on the back side is pull some of this mesh around to make it more circular, and then just use a little zip tie to tie it. See, that's what I did right here. So I just kind of pulled it around and did a little zip tie. That zip tie also covers where we started, or rather ended. So that's a really good way to get this to be more like a rounded face. So what I will do with the little glasses, let me put a little bow tie up here, is I will figure out where I want to put them, and then I will kind of push this up a little bit, and I will take this little piece here and I will run it around the back and I will tie it to the frame. So these glasses will also help keep this piece where I want it to be. So I'm just running it around the back and tying it onto the frame. Let's see. Just go move him around a little bit. See if I can show you. So I'm just going around back and I'm actually sticking it in between the little coat hangers right there. And then I can just kind of adjust it to get it the way I want. Like that. There we go. And then once I get it where I want it to be, I will just take my little eyes. I have the little eyeball things that you can buy at the store. But you can also make your own. All you would have to do is take a pipe cleaner in white and just make it into a small ball and cut a little tiny piece of the black and glue it on. And you can put that on and that works just fine. But since I had some of these, I thought I would go ahead and use them. If I could get my glue gun to work. It's been giving me a problem. Alright. Okay, I'm going to have to take a short break and get my other glue gun out, so I'll be right back. Okay, so when I was trying to get my hot glue gun to work, I realized that I really didn't like the way that the face looked. So I did something to see if I could make it work. And what I did is I just wrapped another piece of mesh around the face to make it more round. And I did want to show you, all I did was tie it in the back and just kind of pull it around. It really does help make it look a lot more like what I wanted to do. And the other thing you can do, I thought I would show you while I have it back here, is you can take another piece of mesh and just take some zip ties and periodically tie it down to your base. And what this will do is, one, it will hide the base. Oops. And two, it will just give it a nice clean look. Wait a minute. There we go. See how nice and clean that looks? So I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go along here periodically, tie it down, and just cover up this in the back. It will also really help so that when you turn it back around the front, you won't be able to see through, because you'll be seeing the green mesh. It doesn't take a whole lot more of the mesh to do this, so it's really not a bad thing to do. So when I get to the last one, I'll just cut it a little bit farther, like this. And then when I tie it down, I will tie it down like this, so that it will cover the mesh where I cut. So I will get it on here. I'm actually going to pull it through this little corner piece here, because that'll cover it even more. See, there's a little corner piece right here, so I'm just going to pull it through that. Pull it tight. There we go. See, and now that covers. There. Now, even if you look in the back, it will look nice and neat. Of course, now I'll have to fluff up my ribbons, but that's okay. Okay, so now I have my little eyeballs. My glue gun is working. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some pliers and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it, because I don't want to burn my fingers. Make sure this is where I want it to be. And then put my eyeball down. There we go. There's one. Okay. And there's two. There we go. So we got our little eyeballs down. They're cute, little shaky ones. Then I'm just going to take a little piece of red pipe cleaner and make a little mouth. I don't want a big piece. That's good. So I will just put a little bit of glue on it, trying not to burn myself. There we go. I'll use these again. Just put it right on there. There we go. That's it. He's all done. I think he turned out pretty cute. So now all you got to do is just fluff up the ribbons, make sure they're where you want them to be, and the same thing with the legs, and just move them around. I was going to show you another thing you can do with the legs instead of doing that, is you can make a little curl like this and put it out. That's another really cute way to do it. So you can do it either way you want. But this is a really simple, easy project to do. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think. And I will see you again soon. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.